After losing time with problems, Degener and Bell went like the clappers to catch up to the leaders, Richard Schilling and Ashley Thorne. Schilling is the master of the long-distance event, having won this race 2 years ago, while Degener took the honours last year. The race cam fitted inside Cassie Coetzee and Richard Leake's 4x4 Toyota Hilux gives an idea of what off-road racing is all about. If you suffer from kidney problems, this sport is definitely not for you. Lying fourth on the home stretch was single-seater driver Bux Carolyn in the Stealth Bomber Raceco. Despite the powerful engine, the going was tough through the soft and incredibly thick desert sand. Arnold and Estelle Mathieu were running a new engine in their Mayerton Toyota Raceco, but the sideshaft problems put a spanner in the works and lost them valuable time. They'd been lying in a comfortable 5th overall position prior to that. Frustrating Alfie Cox on his Ford Fire Kawasaki was a puncture, which set him back in dusty conditions. Here, Wilfred Westlau and Dagmar Blankner share the dust with Ireland. Lying fourth was John Hodgson on another pair of stationary off-roaders, this time Van Vieren and Pelser, who were fixing a puncture. Their Class 5 Sasol Toyota Hilux had been lying 6th at the time. In a case like this, having a navigator to share the workload is a massive help and valuable time saver. Flying the Natal flag was Rob Gibbo Gibson, who was lying 2nd in Class 9 at this stage. Gibson is an old off-road hand and has a consistent track record to his credit. Seconds behind him was Harry Roscoe, who'd stopped and lost a lot of time after suffering steering box problems, but nevertheless still managed to come home 3rd in class and 8th overall at the overnight stop. Arriving with a crumpled bonnet were Theo Coetzee and Ian Wedderburn. A small collision with a tree not only dented the car, but subsequently caused overheating problems. Nevertheless, they arrived at the overnight stop as class leaders and 9th overall. 10th home were Nardis Alberts and Jack Purchase. Beneath the Rapsa colours of their car is the ex-Robin Yates Raceco, in which the Roof of Africa was won 3 years ago. Surprising everyone and receiving lots of encouragement from spectators was Former after a steady run. Leading home Class 3 in the distinctive pink bakkie was Dani van der Merwe, always a consistent performer. The overnight stop was at Severn, consisting of some petrol bowsers, a church and not much else. Richard Schilling and Ashley Thorne reached the overnight stop first in the Motortech Raceco. For Schilling, as a previous winner, it was almost like old times. Next home in 2nd place were previous leaders Klaus Degener and Jeff Bell. They'd led for a fair distance before an incident with a tree stump caused them to stop and carry out minor mechanical first aid to the BP Chenoweth. Reaching home 3rd overall and 1st in class were Cassie Coetzee and Richard Leake in the 4x4 Toyota Hilux. Stopping for emergency repairs to an oil leak had slowed them down, but nevertheless they were still less than a minute behind Degener. The leading motorcyclist hoped to set up camp, wash off the thick desert dust and reflect on the day's racing.
Early this morning was difficult because, I started from 6th place, but the dust was so bad that I was down to 2nd gear at times. And on a straight road, the dust was hanging.
Klaus Degener's crew worked hastily to sort out the car before the evening impound. It had taken quite a pounding after the day's dice was Schilling.
And we were like 10, 15 metres behind him, right in his dust gap. And then I missed a turn and landed on top of a bush. Stripped reverse gear trying to get off, and we lost about 11, 12 minutes there. And Cassie Coetzee kindly pulled us off there. We passed Cassie again and came in 2nd.
In the Toyota pits, there was just as much activity as Cassie Coetzee's crew sorted out his 4x4's problems and prepped it for the following day's action.
Ons 'n ernstige olielek ontwikkel, een van die pype is beskadig in die proses, maar in elk geval ons het toe gelukkig so 'n paar liter oor die gat ingegooi en van daar af het ek redelik stadig gery. Ons het toe 5de gelê en so weer teruggekom na 3de plek toe.
The end of day 1 saw Spaceframes dominating the top 10, but it's not over till that fat lady sings, as they say in the classics. The smaller machines dominated amongst the motorcycles, but a dusty swan song for Toyota's